Stan Hazen. I work for Harley-Davidson Canada. I'm an instructor at the Ontario Police College. We're going to teach you how to do threshold braking. Threshold braking is a point of braking before impending skid. We don't want you to rely on your ABS because sometimes it could fail. You're going to learn how to threshold brake properly. ABS is there for that holy, there's kids here, cow factor. When all of a sudden something runs out and bang, you're on the brakes. ABS will keep the bike straight. Harley is some of the best brakes in the world. They're Brembo brakes. ABS brakes on these bikes are phenomenal. What you have to remember is 90% of your braking is done with the front brake. 90%. A lot of people are afraid to use the front brake. You remember when you were a kid, bicycle, grab front brake, what happens? Over the handlebars. If you brake properly, you can't do that with ABS, but without ABS, if you grab a mitt full of front brake and stay on it, the front tire of course locks up, burns into the asphalt, turns into ice within seconds, you go down. No other way. That's what happens. If you have a front wheel lock up with a non-ABS bike, you immediately release the front brake and reapply. If you stay on the front brake, you go down. With the rear brake, if you have a lock up with non-ABS, you let off until traction is gained. I'm going to do a demo here with back brake only. I have my ABS shut off. So you'll see what happens when you lock the brake up. But first I'm going to come down to 30 mile an hour. We're going to do a rear wheel lock up. You can see how far it's going to skid. And then I'll do it again with not locking the back wheel up. And then we'll hook our ABS up. So very important that you don't lock up your wheels. The skidding tire does not stop. You'll see it's like riding on ice. So I'll give you a little demo. There's that fine spot where it locks up and it doesn't lock, and that's where you have to get used to and just let off your foot. I stopped up there before. You have to really practice this, not out on the highway. Find a parking lot, start at 10 to 15 mile an hour, apply your rear brake just till you get that friction point, and try not to lock up the back tire. I'll try to get so much tire will sorry. That's rear ABS only. You hear the clanging and the clacking and the bang, that's the computer doing its work. That's that modulator on and off the brakes. Amazing. Like I said, if you lock the back tire up, you're going nowhere except what you're looking at to hit. So that's rear ABS. I'm going to do it with the front now, which is 90%. I'm going to try to do it here about the same spot, the 6 cone, and you're going to see what happens with the 90% of your braking. I think ABS is a good idea. It's amazing how quick it'll stop. And that's at 25, 30 mile an hour. I wish you could do it at 60 like we do at the college just to show you the braking distance is phenomenal. So now I'm going to do it at rear and front ABS, and then I'm going to get back to that. We tell people, we want you to experience ABS and see how it works, but we don't want you ever to use it again. ABS is there for emergency situations where just all of a sudden you get on your brakes. Doesn't matter if it's wet grass, gravel, oil on the road, it's going to save your butt. But we don't want you to rely on, we want you to do threshold braking. So we're going to do one here with front and rear ABS, and I'm going to do one without ABS, just threshold braking, and you'll see it's really, really close. Nothing bad happens. ABS will keep you straight every time. It's amazing. Another thing about your braking is when you're braking, you have to be what we call in the T position. You have to brake in a straight line. You cannot brake in a curve. You can with a car because you've got 4 wheels, but not with a motorcycle. So when you're braking, you have to have your bar straight. We call it the T position. Don't look down, because if you look down, you'll probably go down. You got to keep your chin up. You got to be in the T position. And you got to hold it, and you have to stay on it. You can't brake. You can't brake in a curve. You can't brake with the handlebars. So now we'll do a couple of threshold braking, and you can tell there's no ABS. You're not going to hear the clacking and the banging. Some guys with some practice, believe it or not, can stop faster with threshold braking than you can with ABS. We'll try it. something you have to practice. I say, find a parking lot. You don't want to do this out on the road because somebody's going to... And you got to remember, if you did an emergency braking situation, you got to be aware of what's behind you. You saw how these things can stop. Somebody put out in front of you, there's probably somebody behind you. So once you get her mowed down, you got to have an escape route. Somebody put out in front of you, you got to make sure you can either go to the right, get around, but you just can't, oh great, I got stopped. That was the best stop I ever did. Somebody runs into your butt. So you got to remember, if it happens. I tell people, if you ride looking down the road and aware, you probably won't have to use it a whole lot. You got to, anymore, you hear all these accidents. High-vis clothing, triple lights on the front, but you got to ride the motorcycle. When you're riding this bike on a nice country road, that's not time to be thinking, daydreaming. You got to be on the ball. You come to an intersection. Before you get to it, you have to do a shoulder check to see, okay, do they see me? Is your cars there? When you're going down the country road, you got to see, okay, there's a farmhouse. Am I just scanning? Is there a dog in the ditch going to run out? Or is there deer in the field? You got to know what's behind you. You got to check your mirrors. You don't want to ride paranoid, but when you're riding your motorcycle, you got to ride like you're on your bike. You got to be in the game because that's what it's going to get you. You're daydreaming, just tunnel vision is the worst thing people get. Tunnel vision. You have to be looking down the road. You got to scan your mirrors. You should be looking for deer and enjoy the ride, but you can't just get on your bike and look straight ahead.